that breakup. My phone just freezed up. Right, guys, I'm back again. My phone just froze up there. I don't know what happened. Do I have an update on this phone? Right, we're just waiting on others joining us. Guys, please like this live stream as you come in. Hi guys, sorry about that earlier on. I don't know what happened. My phone, my device just went AWire. Okay, my device went AWire. My device broke down on me. Okay guys, so I'm just going to get started. Hi, welcome back again. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Co. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So I'm just going to get started because I was already on this live stream earlier on and I don't know what happened to my device. So we're still talking about Amaka Sonnberger. Okay, so apparently we all knew. Sorry guys, I'm just coming back again. My network went off earlier on. If you can hear me clearly, please do let me know in the comment section. So we are still on this case of Amaka Sonnberger. We all know what has been happening, and we all know how it all started from the fact that she got arrested. She had to be summoned in, and there was a lot of people saying that, oh, she was not arrested. Da 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 da. But obviously I saw some detailed information on the Toronto website that says that Amaka was, brought in for questioning and she's been charged and stuff like that. So she was to have a day in court. So just like I was saying earlier on, that I was on Daddy Free's live stream and somebody, I don't know how that person is or their level of whatever it is they hold, but Amaka did attend court, okay, and this person said there was a lot of waiting time because there was no time to they did not know what time the case was going to be heard. And it's also true, if you're in the UK as well, if you attend a court case, you might be given a day to come into court, but you will not know at exactly what time your case will be called in court. How do I know this? I know this because I do freelance interpreting. So when people have court cases, I go, like, if they don't speak English, I go to interpret in Yoruba for them. So this guy phoned to give us an update on that the first live show. So I'm going to be playing that voice recording for us so we can listen and so we know exactly what happened in court. So this guy is going to give us an update, okay? So let's listen to the voice recording. Let's listen to the voice recording. So this is just Daddy Freeze saying something about if he were to be the president of Nigeria, Yoruba will not marry Yoruba person, Igbo will not marry Yoruba person. All of you will do intertribal relationship. So that's just that voice recording there. So how is it going? Very good. So what's the update with this woman? Amaka. Please like live stream. Was it on Monday? On Monday, she was supposed to come in person into court, but it was a public holiday, so the court session was held, but she had to join via Zoom. So one of the people that attended couldn't stay all day. They didn't know when she was going to be called for trial. So in the end, people were told to go home if they want to go and join via Zoom. So the following day, which we also expected, she eventually appeared and she was represented by lawyers, not just one lawyer, two lawyers. Two lawyers. Amaka is rich. Amaka na madam. She has two lawyers. Yes, to represent her because of the gravity of the case, and it was the first thing to do for her as well. Yeah. So in the end, she was granted bail. Hello, Princess Banigo. Good evening. How are you? And how's the family?
He was allowed to go back home. But there's going to be another session for her sometime next month. I have not confirmed the date.
So the next court case, they did mention it on the Toronto police website, but the exact date was not shared. So yeah.
The date, but she's going to reappear in court for the continuation of the trial. So this is the amazing thing, and I have to say, we should all
Hi, Cindy Emmanuel. How are you?
learn from what happened to Amaka.
Yes, so
things can easily go viral, even when you mean it or when you don't mean it. So in the
you guys know I've always said this, that you know what, when you come onto social media and say stuff, there are some things that I've me to have said, not said in a wrong way or not said with the intention of giving bad advice. Okay, I've just said it at the heat of that moment. Imagine when I was talking about immigration, that people marry Oyibo, there are lots of people who are dropping comment, and this thing can implicate you. I've only just said those things out of my good mind. Okay, so we should be very, very careful about what we say on social media. All right, so just like I was saying earlier on, before my network messed me up, she might have said those things. I know I did say one of my live stream that she might not mean all these things she said. How about the twisted people? There might be some twisted people out there who were listening to her and who would carry out the things she threatened. She might not even be able to hurt a fly, but is she able to control the minds of the hundreds or thousands of people who were on that platform who were listening to her? No. So Bango says, but why did she sue? Atayao, let's keep listening.
end, she was able to defend herself about the comments, why she made it, and she also apologized that she didn't really mean what she said, which was the safest thing to do as well. But it was very funny because the court had to give her the bail or grant her.
I knew they were going to grant her bail because I want to believe that she's a first-time offender. Okay, she's a first-time offender, and the level of I mean the crime they charged her with, it's not really something that they will keep you and not give you bail. I knew she was going to get bailed. So let's keep listening.
The bail because she also, her lawyers brought so many instances and evidences where people have made similar threats.
So when I was saying earlier on that similar threats were, if she was referring to the similar threats that were made in Nigeria, I am not justifying the fact that people who made such threats in Nigeria were not dealt with. But Abike Dabiri is only overseeing cases like this that happened in diaspora. And before my live stream went up earlier, Oyoyo's word said Abike Dabiri oversees everything all over the world that could relate to matters like this. So I want to believe that if similar things happened all over the world, then just like this guy was saying, that if you're not careful, something you said, little thing might just trend, and before you know it, you get pulled up. You guys need to see where our own trended and people picked up on it quickly. I've not heard of other similar cases they said happened elsewhere. So we'll listen to where this guy said she came with an example of other places that it happened, and that she felt like she was singled out by Abike Dabiri, that Abike Dabiri was being selective because she's Igbo. People always bring this tribalism thing in it. So let's keep listening to this guy.
They were never invited, they were never arrested. It was just taken lightly. So our case was, why was she singled out for the same thing?
So she claimed she was singled out, and we all know where this is going. It's going to go in the part of tribalism. Okay.
When people have made maybe even worse threats on social media. Unfortunately for her own case was taken out and it trended. I mean, nowadays in the social media world, if you mistakenly.
Because guys, if you listen to her, she was not directing that threat to people. She did not say that she's going to come to Nigeria and do those things. She said when she goes to work, not be only she be the only Nigeria will be Canadian for Canada now. There could be hundreds of Nigerians who are Canadians as well. So let's keep listening.
Trend for the wrong things. You most likely get the unwanted attention.
Yes.
Which is what happened to her.
Yes.
She was able to bring instances from as far as
Austria. Okay. So the Abike Dabiri, why did you not hear of the cases that happened in Austria?
and some other European countries where people made similar threats. So it was accepted in court, and the funny thing, I mean, the thing, or maybe the thing that most of us didn't expect, one of our lawyers actually, and I'm sure this is not even in any social media space or media space moment, one of our lawyers actually sued Abike Dabiri.
You guys heard? Amaka Sonnberger's lawyer sued Abike Dabiri. Please, guys, are you hearing what I'm hearing? Amaka Sonnberger's lawyer sued Abike Dabiri.
Who is the chairman of the
NIDCOM.
the diaspora people's yes, anti-Abike. Yes, the diaspora body. So she's the head, and one of the lawyers sued her for $500,000. And you'll be wondering why Abike Dabiri sued, which is the question that I had.
Yeah.
Why did you sue Abike Dabiri? So the case, of course, when it comes to court, forget the
emotions, yeah.
You need to present the facts.
Yes.
You need to present the evidence.
Yes.
You should be able to prove whatever you're bringing to the table. So the lawyer argued that Abike Dabiri singled out Amaka when other people have made similar comments outside of Nigeria. Because people will.
So I asked a question earlier before my network went off that was Abike Dabiri's role. Does she oversees everything, anything similar to these things like this all over the world? And Oyoswo said yes, she oversees anything of this part of any of this thing or any cases similar to this. She oversees everything like that all over the world. So if it happened in Austria, Belgium, anywhere in the world, as long as it involves Nigerian, that she has the power to step in. So my question now is why, obviously, all of these similar cases that Amaka cited in court, was Abike Dabiri not aware of them? Was it brought to her office and she did not do anything? Because I would believe that Abike Dabiri is also going to come out with her own, to say, where was this cases reported? Where did this case that you cited, where were they reported? Were they reported to her office? Because at the end of the day, Abike Dabiri is not all over the internet looking for people to misbehave or misyan. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. It will have to be somebody who will have to forward that information or instances like that to Abike Dabiri's office. And if such instances was now forwarded to Abike Dabiri's office and she did not take action, then that would be when I would feel like, okay, she deserved to be sued or our office deserved to be sued. But if such cases was not reported or was not brought to the attention of our office, then it's not a case of she was told or she heard or our office heard and they did not do anything. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. Please like this live stream. Let me know your total opinion in regards to this conversation, okay? Because Amaka sued Abike Dabiri and Amaka is claiming that she was being singled out. And so far, since I made a comment or I reacted to this Amaka's case, there's a lot of tribalistic people coming to drop comments on my comment section. Oh, Yoruba, 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 Yoruba. If I that am sitting down here, I'm not mad about what Amaka said, why are the Igbos, who obviously are involved in this matter, why are they taking it serious? Guys, I am not delving into politics here, okay? I'm not delving into politics. I'm just assessing things the way I see it, the way I understand it. We might have a different perspective, might have different opinion, but I am one of the people that should be like, oh, upset that, oh yeah, she said she was going to do this, but then I'm not in Canada. And just like I said, that she might have said those things. Yeah, she did say those things, but she might not even mean an iota of those things. But then there are some twisted people out there who would go out there and carry out those things and do it, even though she was not the one. God forbid such happens. But what if it happens? So I really don't understand why she's blaming Abike Dabiri, okay? And I think in this regard as well, in this section, there's a lesson for us also. It should not be that it's only Amaka's case that we should be reporting. If there's any other instances like this that we listen to, either you are in diaspora or you are in Nigeria or you heard of something similar like this being said in diaspora, please forward it to Abike Dabiri's office. You could be in Nigeria and you're on a program and you heard them saying xenophobic stuff and all of these things. it is your responsibility as a Nigerian also to forward it to the department that could handle stuff in cases like that in the diaspora. So let's keep listening to what this man has to say.
Say where people make so many threats every day in Nigeria, it all goes away.
So this man cited that she cited about similar instances being done in Nigeria, but Abike is not overseeing instances like this in Nigeria, and that is not to say that I am saying that those people who said those things in Nigeria should not have been pulled up. Yes, and I said it in my other live stream as well that if Abike Dabiri's role is to oversee cases like this that happens in diaspora, then another body has to be set up in Nigeria to oversee cases like this that happens in Nigeria as well. All the Igbo to Igbo, Nigeria, whatever. There should be another office like that that will see to it, because at the end of the day, we cannot leave everything to Nigerian police to handle. You cannot leave everything for Nigerian police to handle. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, guys. Please like this live stream. So Amaka has sued Abike Dabiri, stating facts of instances from similar cases happening in Nigeria and similar cases happening elsewhere in Austria, Belgium, or whatever, and that Abike Dabiri did not do anything about. Let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section, okay?
Nobody follows up. In truth, Abike Dabiri is not responsible for what happens
In Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes.
She is responsible for what happens
outside Nigeria.
So, just a second. One second. Please. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, so sorry about that. So, Abike Dabiri was one of the lawyers. He had two lawyers. So one of the lawyers would have been careful of singling out her when others have done similar things. So the funny thing is,
I don't believe this is a case of CSA. It is the solicitor who is actually suing Abike. Alright, okay. I want to believe that there will be a detailed explanation as to what they are actually suing Abike against, and I wish they would share it. Okay, I would love to know in detail what they are actually suing Abike for. Okay.
the courts or the Canadian government, according to the polls that I have also decided to write particularly the Austrian government, because one of the evidences she put out was that people do the same thing, and she was simply playing amongst her friends who also made similar comments. She was caught in the heat of the moment and simply made it, and she didn't mean it. And she also apologized for making unguarded.
Like I said, that apology, it was not the court that she was threatening, because when I was on my live stream 5 minutes ago before my network went off, somebody said she apologized to the court. No be the court, she thought she go why. So why is she apologizing to the court? She needs to come out publicly to do the apology. If she did not mean it, she needs to come out like publicly to do the apology, because why is she apologizing to the court? No be the court. The courts no be Nigeria now. No be Nigerians stay inside the courts. No be Nigerians stay. So she publicly said what she said, and if she's truly sorry, then she needs to come out and make a public apology. She needs to come out and make a public apology, because at the end of, I'm praying, I am praying to God that there will not be any twisted person out there who would go and carry out what she said. We all know all these things happening in the US, you know, all of this violence, GUN violence and stuff like that. Because you can never tell what the person next to you can do or cannot do.
Comments on social media. So, of course, the Canadian government, with the investigation going on, they've already written the Austrian government to follow up on the other people who made similar comments in that country, if it is true.
Oh, that's good. So now they've set the Australian government a task to do. So if that, you heard what that guy said, if what she's claimed is true, so let's hope maybe in the nearest future we'll be hearing something out of Australian government as well about people who are making such instances as Amaka.
True or not, and what the Austrian government did about it. So I think it's still developing. She still has another day in court. But in the end, with my own understanding and with the argument that she presented, she may just have avoided jail time, because in
True, I agree with what this guy was saying. She may, but then the court can get twisted really quick. She may, exactly. Just because she was granted bail does not mean that she will not go to jail or she will go to jail, because things can change really quick in court. Okay.
Canada, according to the law, when you issue a threat, you may go
5 to 5, 2 to 5 years.
To 2 to 5 years in prison. The minimum you get is 2, and the maximum you get is 5.
5.
But you have to be found guilty of actually making death threats. Buy threats, buy. Don't say buy. Sorry about that. Buy threats. If you make a threat to buy anybody, then you can actually get well, in Ontario, by the way, because Canada has different laws.
Yeah.
Provinces, yes. Yeah.
CS is that, yes, it was from DF show last night. Yes. I just that particular section where that guy was giving the updates. That was the only time. That was the only video.
It could be up to 2 to 5 years. So that's the latest from my findings. I haven't gone to the court and also followed the story. So it's where was the court located? What part of Canada is the court located? So the court is the Ontario Court of Justice at Finch Avenue West in North York, Ontario. Okay, so you actually went to the court yourself.
So this guy, do you just heard about what was said in courts in regards to what Amaka did? Honestly, guys, I just want us to learn from this instance of Amaka's case, okay? And you guys just need to listen to how her utterances, and also if you can't take people's opinion, maybe you should not be in their midst. And I've always said this, okay? If you can't accept people's opinion about a certain instances, maybe you should not be in their midst. You should be able to either allow people share their opinion and then share yours, and we should all learn to agree and disagree. But when it comes to you threatening to take somebody's life, me, I will not be a part of such conversation. No. I will not be a part of such conversation, because at the end of the day, you cannot be in abroad and be saying these things, because like I said, those things to her, she might, just like she said, she might just have said it like, oh, I did not mean it. But then there are hundreds of twisted people there that you don't know what they are capable of. And like I said earlier on, I would pray that nobody will go out and carry out all these things she has said. And I also want to speak to us as Nigerians as well. There's so many bad things going on in the world of recent for us to be hating on one another. There's too many things going wrong in Nigeria. At times, was it 2 days ago, I just woke up from, I was not feeling well. I had to come back home from work really early on Thursday there. And at times, my mind just, it felt as if I just woke up in the midst of seeing what is happening in the world, as if it's just happening. At times, I try to shut myself out of all the sad things going on in the world. But then on that Thursday, the way everything kind of like jumped at me, it jumped at me as if I was not in that time when all this is happening in the world is happening. And my heart skipped a bit. My heart skipped a bit. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now for us to be hating on one another. Look at all of the buying happening in Nigeria. Look at all the buying. Look at the story of that young girl, that young 300 level university girl that our male friend, died. And it's also been alleged that he died his younger sister and another girl. And somebody also came out that their sister was almost a victim of this guy. Guys, regardless of what is happening in the world right now, for me, I don't think I am ever interested in politics, and I don't think I would ever be going into one. My dad once ventured into politics when he turned 40. He was a young man then at the age of 40. He had money. He was working with Nigerian Nine Post. He had money. And people came to like, oh, they want him to be the councillor. If there's any of you who knows Shangisha very well, Shangisha, if you know Shangisha, Shangisha is where is a city or the town that you get before you enter into Magodo Estate. And then they were like, Mr. This, that, Mr. This, that, Mr. Taiwo, Mr. This, Mr. This. I want you to be the counselor for Shangisha. And then you guys always remember that I always say that my dad retired at a very young age. I think the way Nigerian pension age works, if you have worked for 30 years in the government, you retire. So my dad happens to be one of those people who retired very early. And then when they brought the talk of politics to him, I think it was just a year after he retired, and he got this lump sum of money. Guys, they squandered my dad's money. They squandered my dad's money. Oh, Mr. Taiwo, we need to do prints. We need to do this. We need to go to meeting. My dad was going from one local government meeting to the other. And then I think I was about maybe 10 or 11 there. So I could see all of these people coming to our house almost every night. You know, my mom would cook. There will be food everywhere for them. All of these political people, they will park, like cars will park in front of my dad's house. At the end of the day, they chop my daddy's money. The way I called my daddy made me laugh. I'm just looking at his corner. He's trying to call me. They chopped my daddy's money. Eventually, it was a young boy, young boy, who will have been maybe the age of my oldest brother then, that all of those agbaya, all of those old men now said that they want him to be the counselor. And my mom was like, Babalare, please, so leave these people with their politics. So let them see that person that they said down that this is like maybe a few weeks before they were going to do the election. They now brought up a new candidate. They now said that they don't want my dad anymore. Blah, 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 blah. After all the money is spent, meeting, printing of posters, doing so many things. That was since that time, that was when I was very, very, laid back when it comes to politics. Like me, you will not find me in politics. There's a family friend of ours here in Scotland as well, who a few months ago, his wife passed away. Before his wife passed away, he always jokingly said to my husband that, let's go back to Nigeria and do politics. And then I was politics in Nigeria. And me, I will look at my husband like, are you serious? Because I know that my husband is not someone who is interested in policies as well. He's more into like charity-based stuff as compared to politics. Well, we are surrounded with family friends of who believe that if the young working class people, if the young Nigerian working class people who are here right now, who are doing well for themselves, because this guy that I'm talking about is an engineer. So he believes that if the sets of him could go back to Nigeria and venture into politics, that Nigeria would be great. And me, I was like, hey, okay, only if you don't value your life will you say you want to go. And there's nothing wrong in going back to Nigeria. There's nothing wrong in going back to Nigeria. But to now go and venture into politics, I will be okay, yeah. I'm not I'm not going to support that. So guys, just like I was saying, when we come onto social media, if you see me come onto social media right here, because like I said, when I was talking about that immigration stuff, like say people get married now, when I was talking about the 2000 people who were caught with fake documentation, people were like, this thing that you're saying, you should not be saying it. You're going to implicate yourself. How am I going to implicate myself? The immigration government knows that this thing happened. They know. But then do it legitly. Do it the right way. Love happens. You can find love in various places. You can find love in various places. Because at the end of the day, person where you know love now, as time goes on, the feeling will develop and you both live in peace. People were in my comment section, this thing that you're saying, it will implicate me as how that I am giving business to somebody or that I am taking money from somebody to give them information. Nobody will ever say on this my channel that I have collected money from them for me to give them information. I have never. If not, I am the one who is like, pointing them in the right direction, giving them my own widow's mite. So we should be very, very conscious of the things that we come on social media to say. Okay. And when I did not record that part from the voice recording that guy was giving on Daddy Freeze yesterday. Daddy Freeze asked him that what will job like career wise for Amaka in Canada. I pray that she doesn't get convicted, okay? I pray she doesn't get convicted. If she gets convicted, holding a job again in Canada will be difficult for her. She will either have to go self-employed. So now, I don't know how it works in Canada, but for the fact that you have a criminal record attached to your name, you will never work. Like, no employer will ever... Because if you go for an interview, then go ask you, have you ever been convicted of a crime? Spent or unspent? Different kind of criminal judgment day. Spent, did you go to prison? Unspent, were you found guilty and they did not ask you to go to jail because they turn into unspent? I think I'm explaining it very well. You will have to declare it. You will have to declare, because if you don't declare it, if they find out, you will lose your job, and that will not look good on your record. So, with if she is not found guilty, there will be lots of her colleagues who will have read about her, about this case. How do you think the relationship will be between her and her colleagues at work? I hope you guys are listening. Please let me know if you're here, if you can hear me clearly. How would our relationship be with our colleagues? Our colleagues might necessarily not be Nigerians. They might just be Canadians. They might be other tribe who are also Canadians. I'm sure because this news is on the Toronto website, Toronto police website, and I'm sure it will have been reported on the Canadian news somewhere. So what will our relationship be like with our other colleagues at work? What will it be? Our children, our family, even our family back in Nigeria, if she has any. So, guys, let us be very, very conscious of what we do, okay? And at times when I do things, the only thing that make me take a step back to rethink what I am doing are my kids. Because at the end of the day, you want to be remembered for the good things, and the things you're doing right now, you might not necessarily get the benefit of what you are doing, either in a good way or in a positive way. But then you've got children. You've got children, and these things, trust me, it will come back. It might come back while you're alive, and it might not come back while you are no longer here. But then, do you really want your children to be the bearer of the aftermath of what negativity you might have done? So, I want to genuinely believe that Amaka has apologized and her apology was genuine. And just like I said in my previous live stream, that she might not even mean this thing she said. But then, I pray there's no twisted mind out there that would go and carry out what she has said. So guys, let us be very, very careful. I don't understand how all of a sudden, like in my age, I'm not that old though. I am not that old, but I am old. I don't think I ever remember at any time growing up did I hear about tribalism. It was during this APC last election that I heard the word tribalism. That was when I heard the word tribalism. So guys, let us be very, very there's no reason why we should be HATING on each other. We are Nigerians, regardless of if you are Yoruba, Igbo, Edo, whatever. And in as much as some people are clamoring for Nigeria to separate, even if we are good, even if that's what's going to happen at the end of the day, it should be on a happy ending. We should do, even if it's going to happen, even if it eventually happens, it should be on a mutual happy ground. Good evening, Adibawale. How are you? Happy Saturday. CA said, I think Amaka is probably addicted to these TikTok live streams and will probably continue getting triggered and giving herself high blood pressure. Exactly. So I think she's one of those people who can't just get away. And I'm sure people said that was not her first time she has, lash out. For me, I've never joined any live stream on TikTok. The only live stream I joined on TikTok is Choice TV, all this gossip. So I would want to believe that for the fact that she was rooted out, for the fact that they found her and they were able to report her, I would want to believe that she has learned her lessons and she will refrain from the time she spent on toxic pages like that. Because once bitten, twice shy. She might have been going on these live streams a few times, and then those live streams are toxic, and she's been attending, and she got triggered. Now that she's been there several times, how many live streams does she have to attend before eventually somebody picked her up? So even after all of this that has happened now, either she's found guilty or not found guilty, I want to believe that she has learned a lesson and she will refrain from such groups. Okay, there was a time I was everywhere and anywhere trying to watch the updates about Mohbad's passing away. Like anywhere I hear they are talking about Mohbad, I am rushing there. Anywhere I hear they are talking about Mohbad, I am rushing there. I want to go and listen. I want to go and listen. I want to go and listen. I will listen to the good ones, and then you listen to someone bad. At some point, it was starting to mess up with my mental health, and I just stopped. Like all those pages I used to go and watch them on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. I unsubscribe. In fact, I think I turn off the notification for those channels so that whatever video they upload, I won't be notified because it was starting to mess up with my head. And the only thing that I just kind of like use, and I'm hoping and praying that eventually there will be a closure to Mohbad's case as well, is that I listen to his songs. Like at least I'm one of his streamers. In a day, I'll probably maybe I spend 5 hours or so, maybe out of my hours when I'm driving to work or driving to go do stuff. His songs are on repeat on my Spotify. So when we find ourselves in a case where instances that are happening on social media is starting to mess up with our minds, you need to step back. There was a time when I was analyzing Selena and Afiba's case with this Mr. Ben and Andrew Chekwa and Harrison. At some point, it was getting to me. It was getting to me like I was not able to sleep. I was seeing Celine, Afiba, no, they always come into my mind. And I think I understand why they kept coming to my mind because I've got grown up daughters. My oldest daughter is 20 years old. So I think that was me thinking that, oh God, God, oh, you know. So at some point, even though at some point, when I hear things like that Mr. Ben would say, that other people, other Ghanaian YouTubers would say about that case, it was upsetting me. It was getting me angry. It was getting me really upset that at times I would want to set up my camera and lambast those people, but like, you know what, that mom of five, no. That's why I said then that if there's nothing new, I will not be coming out here to talk about them. In as much as I really want to know what happened to them, but then I don't have the power to force or let the public know what eventually or what really happened to them. So yes, it was getting to me. I was not sleeping. No, they were constantly in my thoughts, and I just had to step back. So guys, in as much as I know there are some good people out there, there are some good Nigerians, regardless of your tribe. Okay, let us continue to maintain that goodness that we have in us. Just look at the world now. Look at the world now. There's so many things going on. I was looking at the clips of where they said that there are some chicken, some food that were being um Kenneth Morrison, hi Kenneth. Canada is not Nigeria. Amaka has no case. You people should keep calm. Well, Kenneth, what do you think I'm doing here? Am I shouting? Am I screaming? So I don't understand what you mean by people should keep calm. So I was watching a post on Instagram about a certain set of chicken that were maybe confiscated by custom, and the food, those food, maybe because I don't know what was wrong with those food, they had to go bury them, maybe discard them. So people found out where those chicken were being disposed of, and people went to go and start, you know, there's hunger in the land. So guys, I'm just rounding up here now. Anytime I come onto my channel here, I'm not coming here because I feel like, oh, because I'm the abroad, I'm in diaspora that I know better or that I am better. No, no. Like I said, I've been in Scotland for 19 years. There are so many things I would love to share, but I can't. There are so there are so many things that I would love to share, but I can't. Instead, I brought it down to myself that when I meet people who are new in Scotland, if they reach out to me, I'm happy to meet them, show them where the African shop is, where they can shop food in a cheap way, you know, help them if they need accommodation. If I know somebody who wants to rent a flat or is looking for somebody, I'll put them in contact. Like I try and help them, you know, integrate. And I'm happy to do that at any time. I've met Igbos, I've met lots of people. So guys, let us share love amongst ourselves. Okay? And I'm going to say this again. Do not let politicians use you as a weapon of destruction. Because politicians, how much are they going to pay you? The people in politics will keep getting money, but you that they are using to go and do their work, they will only pay you they will only pay you peanuts, and the peanut that they are paying you is not going to solve your problem. Hi June, how are you? It's been a while. How are you? So do not allow the Nigerian politicians to use you as a tool of weapon. Okay, please do not. So for me, moving on, I don't have no aid for Amaka, for the fact that we all heard that like that voice recording where the guy said she apologized in court. I don't have no aid for any tribe, and I wouldn't expect, and I wouldn't want, and I want to believe that none of you out there have any aid for me either. So this is where I'm going to drop this live stream because I don't want this to be too long. Okay, so I just want us to say, let love lead. Let love lead. Hi Lekon, how are you? Let love lead. Okay, I don't see the reason why. I mean, if we as Africans are doing this to ourselves, how do we expect people whose country we are currently living in? How do you expect them to be good to us? They'll probably be laughing at us like, oh, look at them, you know. If they see us the way we are messing up ourselves, if they see us the way we are messing up ourselves, how do we want them to treat us? How do we want them to treat us? So that's just the last thing what I'm going to leave us with, okay? That's what I'm going to leave us with, because like I said, there's so many things going on in the world. You know, as you know, I'm a nurse. I see so many things at work. I see so many things out of work, and then I will come home, and at times people will say, oh, you need to learn to leave work at work. I find it difficult to do that. I find it difficult to do that, you know. So guys, I just want to plead to us all, let's let love lead. Anywhere we find ourselves, I'm going to keep saying this to remind you, so we are all going to be referred to as Nigerians, okay? And if me, maybe if I see you now, if I hear your name, I will say, ah, now my brother be that, now my sister be that. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. Okay. I'm gonna recommend now, and then we shall end the live stream. Okay. I think I read all of the comments so far, so there's no more comments here. And guys, I've linked my shop, obviously because of the amount of subscribers I have now. I now have a shop on my YouTube. So if you fancy anything, don't lose tease. That is my line, my collection line. If there's anything you fancy in my shop that you like to buy, if there's a handbag somewhere. So if you're watching me right now, there's a handbag on my screen. Let me see if I can show you. I can tell you where exactly it is. I don't know where to tell you where it is, but yeah, there's somewhere on my page where there's like a bag. So, or if you can check on my page, end of my videos, you'll see like a shopping bag. So you can go there, and you know, if you fancy. So I've got stuff like jumpers like these, I've got aprons, I've got thermal cups, which says don't lose teas. I think the next one I'm going to do next is don't lose guard. So I'm going to try and maybe get jumpers like this designed, and then I'm going to write don't lose guard at the bottom, and you'll be able to buy it on my YouTube page. CA said, even in diaspora, some Nigerians mysteriously change and transform to be very competitive and backstabbing. So folks should watch their backs. You are right, CA. In fact, with that being said, I'm going to quickly share a short story. So this happened to me. Actually, it involved my husband, but yeah, because we are both one. So yeah. So you remember when I said that I have lots of people have reached out to me via my DMs to say, oh, they are in Nigeria, they want to come to Scotland, this, that, either to study or stuff like that. So I am happy conversing with people who already know what they want. They've already worked towards. So let's say the last two DMs I received, someone said, oh, they already got their visa and they are coming to a certain place in Scotland. That do I know much about that area? And truthfully, guys, when I read the place she told me, I've never heard of that place before in Scotland. So I said, you know what, let me go and read, and let me ask my colleague at work if they've never. So they were like, oh, it's an outskirt of Scotland. So most sponsored care jobs. You will get them in the outskirts of Scotland who will be able to offer you certificate of sponsorship. Outskirts of Scotland, all those villages, you will get them there. So this person is actually going to one of those villages. And I said, this place that you are going to is a village, oh. But you know what? You might like the place. Me, I'm not a fan of living in the village area of Scotland, okay? So I said to her that you might love the place, okay? If you love quiet place, away from all the business, maybe you want to come to Glasgow, maybe just to shop for your African food and stuff like that, I was able to do that. So, and for me, like I always say, I'm Team Jackpa, as long as you're doing it in a legit way. So a few people have reached out to me and say no, they're coming to Scotland, but they don't know how to get accommodation, that they don't know how to go about it. So for me, there's a way you can source accommodation even before you leave Nigeria. So people like that, if they are still chatting to me, I'll give them the links of agents that they can source for. So I think was it 2 years or 3 years ago, a lady reached out to me. She was always on my YouTube channel commenting, and then she sent me a DM to say that she's coming to Scotland. So I met her, and I think when I met her that day, she was a bit cold, but I did not know what happened. So it was later because I did not know how. So I went to meet her. I cooked. She said they've been in the hotel because they were not able to find accommodation. They've been in the hotel for a week and they've not eating proper Nigeria food. So I cooked correct omiobe, rice, juice, and I went from, I think we were in East Kilbride. So Glasgow to East Kilbride is about 40 minutes if you drive. But because I did not know East Kilbride, I took the train. So I met her and her husband. So she was a bit cold. I did not know what happened. So I didn't want to think that maybe she was thinking that why did she get in contact with me. But later on she sent me a message to say that, oh auntie, don't be offended that I did not entertain you the way I really wanted, because she just had the news that her dad passed away. So I was like, oh, she should have told me now and stuff like that. So I did not even take any offense at all. So from there I helped them to get accommodation not far from me, about 15 minutes away from me. They were in that accommodation, they settled there. I think they were there for like maybe 9 months. From there, they moved on to rent their own place. Now they have a beautiful baby daughter. They are doing great. And then I've met another one. But these recent ones that we met, so they are Nigerians as well, and we speak the same language, they are Yoruba. And I'm sure I've made a video on my channel before where I was ranting, calling out Yoruba people. I'm gonna, guys, go and find that video on my channel. I was ranting, calling out Yoruba people, because it is the Yoruba people. Maybe because I'm Yoruba, we have had, in fact, I have had lots of issues with Yoruba people that have helped in terms of accommodation as compared to other tribes. And this is not me being tribalistic or anything like that. Oh no, I'm Yoruba and I'm talking about Yoruba person now. So these people, they said they were looking for accommodation, and my husband helped them. So on a normal day, if you go to rent private accommodation is much more expensive as compared to if you rent from maybe a council, like a council accommodation. So a council accommodation 3 bedroom might be £550 every month, maybe in a flat. If you rent privately, if you rent from a private landlord, because some private landlords, some of them have already bought some housing association houses. In those years, council were selling houses like that. So some people are fortunate to have bought those houses cheaper. So because they bought that kind of house from housing cheaper does not mean that they will rent it at the same rates that council is renting to other people. So a council house might be, maybe a council flat might be £550 for 3 bedroom. And you now want to go and rent from Oyibo that has bought a council property. That 3 bedroom, they might give it to you at £1,500 every month. So what some people do here is that some of our Nigeria people, so some people, if they have 3 bedroom, they will sublet. Okay, they will sublet. So let's say somebody has 2 bedroom now and they are only staying in one room, they will rent the other room. In fact, I know one person I met 3 years ago. He has 2 bedroom. He rented out the 2 bedrooms and he turned the living room to his own room. He turned the living room to his own room. And the good things are, this kind of renting thingy is good for students because it's cheaper, and it helps them. They're not paying a lot on electricity and stuff like that. So these people that we helped, we told them that, oh, this is the amount of the house, so you'll have to pay a month deposit and a month rent. Trust me, if you are arriving in Scotland today and you want to rent any accommodation, they will, knowing that you are a student or you are coming with a care out something visa, you are coming with some sort of visa, they will ask you for 6 months rent, 6 month deposit. I beg, which kind of person carry that kind of money enter UK to come and rent 6 months rent to 6 month deposit? And some, if they want to be brutal, they will ask you to go and bring a guarantor, and that guarantor must be somebody who has, like, maybe job that, if at all, if they want to find you, they can easily find you through the police. But in this regard, we did not ask these people for anything like that. We only asked them for a month rent and a month deposit, and obviously to let them know that, come, if there's any letter in so person's name, please let us know so that this person can come. You are right, June. Let us know so that we can come, obviously, because this person was living in that house, and because they've rented it out to you, they won't want to come into the house to inconvenience you. So if there's any letter that comes for them, just text the person and say, oh, Mr. Lagbaja, Mr. This, there's a letter for you. Let me know when, or I'll be home today, or I will be home, so you can come pick the letter. You don't have to be chased before you give the person that rented the accommodation for you, before you give them meter readings, you know. So these guys, obviously, the owner of the flat had an appointment, which meant that they have to come do some repairs in the house. And the owner of the house said to them that, Mr. and Mrs. Lagbajao, there's a repair that needs to be done in this flat. So I'm going to need access to, you know, to the accommodation. Guys, 1 second. That this person told them that, oh, they are going to need access to the accommodation, so that I just don't come in when both of you are at home. And you all know, even if you go and rent accommodation from a private landlord, they will always have spare keys to the accommodation. Let me know if you agree with this or if you don't agree. They will always have a spare. For the fact that they have a spare key to that accommodation does not mean that they are going to come into your flat that they've rented to you behind you. No. In cases of emergencies, you lost your key, or you went to work, your children are not able to come in, who would they reach out to for keys? It's going to be the landlord, isn't it? So this person told them that, oh, there's going to be some sort of repair that needs to be done in this flat, so I'm going to need access to the flat. These people just change all of a sudden. And me, when it comes to dealing with our people, I don't like. Sam said, "Chai, it's not like that in the US. So my Niger sister, wahala dey where you guys live." Not be small, Sam. You understand where I'm going? These people, Banoje, how can you say you have spare key to the house that we are renting from you? What do you mean? And I was just like, it's no big deal now. Wait till you pack, wait till you put for inside the house where people won't come, where person will get the house won't come carry. So this guy misbehaved. And prior to that, I think it was a few days after they moved into that flat, the wife was expecting a parcel. So, it's even good in the UK. If you're expecting a parcel and you won't be at home when they are supposed to deliver their parcel, you can rearrange delivery. Or you can say the driver should deliver it to so place. So this woman did not, maybe she forgot, or I don't know. So maybe the delivery driver came and was not able to gain access, and there was no message for him to deliver it somewhere. So the guy went away with the delivery. Can you imagine that this woman called my husband and said, please, so I was expecting a parcel. Do you know where they put the parcel? See, thank you. Even hotel have spare keys or master key. Thank you. So this woman called my husband that, uncle, please, so I was expecting an order and I did not see it. Did you know where it is? When my husband told me, I was just like, what nonsense. Why is she asking you if you have the delivery? Are you living in the house with them? And then she was like, because she was expecting a delivery. And normally, if you're living in a gated accommodation, if you're expecting a delivery, if the delivery driver is not able to gain access into that compound, they will not attempt delivery. They will not drop the delivery. They might leave a card. If they are not able to gain access to your front door, in order for them to leave a card to say they came, but you were not in. They will maybe they send like an automated message to your phone to say they've tried to deliver, but there was no access. So maybe she did not get this message. I don't know. So she was like, she already called the concierge. So there's a concierge. We all know the jobs of concierge. Concierge said they don't have any business with parcel of tenants who live in the building. So that was when she now called my husband. Me, I was raging like, what audacity? Why is she calling you to ask you for her order? That did she not receive the notification that of when her delivery will be made? You know that kind of thing. Immediately, my husband told me that what that woman did. I was like, these people are going to be very troublesome people. So obviously, the issue of obviously repairs has to be done in the house. We're going to need access to the house. It did not go down well with them, So I think of the kind of person my husband is. You will have to be putting something under his throat like this before you get him to flare up. Nigeria entitlement. Thank you, CA. So my husband is not the kind of person who is like always me. I am a fight or fight anytime. But my husband is. He will just be looking at you. He will just be looking at you. You will have to get to the very top of his throat before he will change color for you. But me, I'm an instant firefighter. So my husband was like, oh, come, oh, babe, this is what these people are doing, oh, and he does not even know what he don't know how to deal with them. So he called the man and said, my wife is here with me, oh, so what you were saying on the phone. And then this man started, Mr. So, the way you were talking on the phone to me, you were threatening me. And me, I was like, hold on, Mr. Lagbaja, I am so person's wife, oh. What do you mean threatening? Do you know the meaning of threatening? Lekon said, my Nigerian neighbor put my item in the bin. That your Nigerian neighbor love you well, oh. Because on your number day, if you collect and tell you say you no collect anything. But that your neighbor love you well, Lekon. You put her for bin. So this man said, you are threatening me. The way you were speaking on the phone to me, you were threatening me. So me, I was like, Mr. Man, please don't be offended. I'm so person's wife. Oh. The way this man has spoken to you now, I don't see any threats in what he has said. Do you know the meaning of the word threaten? And I was speaking in my very, very gentle girl voice. All of a sudden, this man said, no, I don't know the meaning. Tell me the meaning of threatening. Immediately I saw the kind of tone he gave me back. I was like, Mr. Man, I was like, Mr. Man, if you don't know the meaning of something, don't use it. Because this conversation that we are having, there's nothing like threats. Person tell you, say they won't come do repair for house. Say he's going to need access. And this access to the flat is just for a couple of hours for them to do the repair of the heating system in the flats. So a normal day, it's ideal that you leave the environment for them to carry out the repair. And then once they are done, you come back in. Sam said it is a standard across the world that the landlord or management to have a spare key or where you rent in case of emergency, repair of eviction, you have to be buying. Exactly. But this guy, he went livid. So obviously, maybe his wife is not the kind of woman that can talk back at him. But immediately I saw the way he was going about with that conversation with my husband. I was like, there's nothing like threats in what this man has been speaking to you about. If you do that, do you know the meaning of threat? And you were like, I don't know the meaning of threat. You tell me on the phone. Immediately I heard the tone, I just gave it back. The same message that, come, Mr. Man, Sheikh Badusha. You were here begging that they should rent the flat to you. Now, before you came in, you were giving the rules and the conditions. You were happy with it. So now you have now moved in now. To an extent that the person that gave you that rented the accommodation to you, gave you their details so that you can go and apply for your own house. Because normally, if you are living in a certain accommodation, you will need the details of whoever you are renting from to help you facilitate your own chance of renting accommodation, right? We did that. In fact, I told my husband, don't do it. Because all the ones you've done for in the past, they always come back with, bad news. So I'm like, come. That what is wrong with this man? Me, I gave him the same energy back. That, come, Mr. Man, you did okay? That before you came into this accommodation, you were given this, you were told this, and you had no issues with it. So now you've moved in now. 3 months, 4 months now, you are not starting to misbehave. That how is, he started saying that you don't know me, this, that. Me, I gave him tatafo. I told him what he does not want to hear. At some point, my husband stopped talking. At some point, my husband did not say anything. I was giving it to you back to back. That I know people like you. When you want something, you are begging. You'll be calm as a cat. You sound like if they put water for your mouth from morning, that water will be there till night time. Eventually I was so upset, I stopped talking to him. So my husband continued the conversation. So I said to my husband, I know what the first thing to do is, what, let them go. Tell them once their rent is due next month, they should not bother paying that. They should leave that. No, things like this, when it's starting to bring arguments, conversations over conversation. Me, I don't like stuff like that. And because I already gave him back to back, it's the same energy. I said to my husband, I know what, to avoid problem, because this guy was like, "Hey, you don't know me? Do you go and ask of me in Nigeria?" He was saying that on the phone to my husband. And me, I was like, I want to know who he is going in Nigeria. Who he is in Nigeria, I want to know. You that, in fact, if you see the guy, no, don't let me talk bad about him. So I said to my husband, like, this guy and his wife, I knew from the one they are going to be trouble. And I told you not to give them your details to go and apply for accommodation elsewhere. Let them go and meet all the people that maybe they were renting from some people before. Let them go back to those people to give them details to go and rent accommodation. Though obviously, because of my husband's good heart, he gave him all of that. And then the guy was now misbehaving. So they knew they have messed up. 3 days later, a private number was calling my husband. And my husband was like, "Oh, babe, I don't know this private number. That and me, I don't pick up. Was there any contract for your tenant, or was it just a word of mouth?" It was just a word of mouth. It was just a word of mouth. So even though, because it was just a word of mouth, we were not really even taking it serious with them. Like, what, if there's any repair, I'll let you know so we can come in and this and that. And that was when the guy was like, "How dare you have a spare key? What do you mean you have a key to this house? This is," and I'm like, is this guy all right? So this couple knew they've messed up. So like I said, 3 days later, a private number was calling my husband. My husband was like, he does not know this private number. He did not answer it. So eventually that person now texted him. Sam says, "Sister, the landlord owns the house. You are just renting now. You must follow the rules and regulations according to the contract you sign. If you want somebody to know you are bro, you go." You are right, Sam. Exactly. I know what, I laughed because we had similar issues like this years ago. And this person, it was not our flat, it was somebody else's flat, but we are in charge of that flat for that person because that person traveled to Nigeria. So this woman started misbehaving somehow, and then she called the police. And when police came, police asked, whose name is on the contract of this flat? My husband explained the situation. So police said, "Madam, pack your stuff and get out." That was it. It was sorted. The police told the woman, "Pack your stuff and leave." "Oh, I was paying rent." The police were like, "That's none of their business. Your name is not on the contract. We have seen the name and ID of the person who owns this accommodation. So pack your stuff and leave." She had no right. She packed. She left. So hence why when this couple started all this, I was like, you know what? This is not the first time we're having to deal with people like you. What did they say on the text? So I think it was their extended family who was in London that was calling my husband. Sister, I forgot to tell you, say, thank you, Sam. Thank you so much for the compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So I think it was maybe, I don't know if the woman is a sister to the wife or a sister to the husband. I don't like, I've never met these people. My husband just told me about them. I've never met them. Okay. And I'm happy that I've never met them, because see, if I know them, anytime I see them on the road, I will turn to those Iyalagbaja in Peckham. Iyalagbaja ori e ti gbale. I am not raised that way anyway. So this woman now said, "Oh, that brother, please answer my call. It's regards to my brother or my sister." I can't remember what the person said on the phone. So my husband now told me that, "See, oh, that this is what this person has said. I was like, okay, I called the woman the chance and have a conversation with her. So this woman was like, obviously, like I said, this couple knew they've messed up, so they had to send somebody to come speak to my husband. So this woman called and said that, you know what, so my husband explained what happened, that, you know what, this was what I told them before they moved in. They were fine with it. There was no issue. But you notice that anytime, like say when he wants to read the meter reading, on a normal day, we don't have to go there to tell them to give us meter reading. You could just read the meter, give us the 3 meter numbers, and then everything will be sorted because the accommodation is all inclusive. Okay, so and it is good to take the meter reading from them so that if they've used less electricity, then their money will be reduced, and then if they've used lots of electricity, then the cost will be adjusted. It's always an issue when it comes to, okay, meter reading, is there a letter in my name? Let me know when you'll be available so I can come and collect it. That's when they always have it. So my husband, had a lengthy conversation with their family. And obviously, I love the way that woman was like, you know what? I have told them that they are mad, that their head is not correct. Because this woman, I also spoke to this woman. She was like, you know what? These things that they are doing, that she also started from there before she went on to now own her own house in England. That she told them that, come, what is the big deal if the landlord has a key? That what is the panty that you guys have in your house that the owner of the flat want to come and carry? You all know all those in London, the way they speak, though, like those elderly women who have been in London for a very long time. When they speak to you, they speak frankly. You know what? She let us know. So it was when I heard the way she was talking that I knew that those couple messed up. They just don't know how to come back, to apologize to me and my husband. Me, I was already like, no, if their rent expired, let them leave. That if somebody, like, there's some people that you genuinely want to help, but when you see their attitude, their reaction, you're like, no. So now I've said to my husband now that, come, no Yoruba, we are not dealing with Yoruba ever again. And trust me, since we've been handling that accommodation, we have always we've always given that accommodation to Yoruba people, and we've all the ones that have lived there, we've had an issue with them, except the one young couple, the first ones I met that I was telling you about, that I went to meet in East Bride, that I took food to them. They were the loveliest couple. They never had any issue with us. They never complain. If you tell them this, they don't come, even if it's inconvenience them. But I want to know that we did not inconvenience them in any way. They never utter anything. They never said, oh, we are just, there was nothing like that. Maybe because they were a young couple. They were the first people that we had an encounter of renting with. We never had any issue with them. But all the other ones after them that were Yoruba, hey, they are wala. CA said that is a problem of some Nigerians thinking they are being clever and using their fellow country people in the diaspora. It is not good at all. Not at all. You know what? These people, they are supposed to be paying council tax. They are supposed to be paying council tax. But they are not. They are not paying because of the opportunity of renting from us. They are not paying. And if some people want to do banjo for them, that person will charge them council tax. Even though that accommodation is not listed for council tax. So obviously they knew they've messed up, and eventually their family woman, their relative, was able to speak to my husband. So my husband was able to like calm down with them. But me, I said that, come, I said to my husband, come, if these people bring their madness again, me, I will drive down there and go and cause shenanigans with them. So on Tuesday, I came back from work. My husband was like, hey, I did not tell you what happened. I said, what? He said it's about those women people. I said, they started again. Me, I've not even listened to what my husband said. I was already paraing. Nah, they've started again. That what is their problem? Let's go there now. My husband was like, calm down. That I should calm down to listen to what he has to say to me. So he said, I think it was the wife, that the wife was, maybe it was the husband that was calling, but my husband refused to answer his call. He now sent a text message that, bros, please, so that maybe they lost the key, and their children they came back home from school, but they can't gain access into the house because they don't have the key. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying there. So I'm like, if they lost the key, Let them go and let them pay for another key now. That we are not going to be the one to pay for the key they've lost. So I think what happened is that when the kids went left for school this morning, their parents were still at home. So the wife went to work as well, or I don't know, maybe she went out. So the husband was the last person, or maybe one of the parents was the last person at home. The person now threw the key into the house. So I don't know what came into that person's head to have dropped the key, not thinking that this is the only key that we have. How will my wife and my children enter? So and threw the key back into the house, and maybe the man left. So it was the children that came back from school first. The children did not have the key. So I guess by that time that they've been calling, the children have been back from school for almost 45 minutes and they were not able to gain access into the building. That was why they were now calling my husband. And I was now saying, so now she now knows that there are reasons why a key has to be held by the owner of the accommodation. I said to my husband, if that was me, I swear to God, I will not give them key. Let the children stay outside till their parents come back. But then the parent in me will not make me do that. It's only the truth. You are laughing. Imagine my husband told me that story. I was like, that you shouldn't have given them the keys. So my husband had to drive down to their house to open the door and allow the kids get inside the house so they could take the key that their dad or their mom dropped. Look at God. So I was just like, you know what, people, like, you know what, it's good when you see your countrymen helping you, when you're getting favors, but don't abuse it. So this couple now, they've already abused it. And even though I've not met them or I've not seen them eye to eye, but I pray I don't meet them eye to eye. If I meet them eye to eye and they eventually leave that accommodation, if I see them on the street one day, I will abuse them. I will abuse them. I will abuse them. So the moral of this story is, let's be nice to one another. I don't care what you are in Nigeria before you left Nigeria. I don't care. And I don't want to know. Now, this environment we are both living, let us be nice to one another. If you are now going to take me being nice to you and start behaving somehow, start wanting to show me that you are this, you are that, I swear to God, that you're this, I will bring it down. I will not bring it out in a shady way. I'll bring it down with processes that are in place. So guys, that's just the example I want to share, that I know what, I am happy, meeting with my fellow Nigerians, creating a safe environment with one another. Let's show love to one another, okay? Especially in diaspora, let's show love to one another. Like me now, I have lived in this country for like almost 14 years before any of my family member even, visited me. I think I had my daughter in 2011, and then my mom visited me the following year. Prior to then, when I had all of my kids, there was no family around me. It was people that I've never met before. Zimbabweans, Ghanaians, all of these African, they were the ones that I had around me, and they showed me love. They were really, really good with me. I still know a few of them. 15 years along the line, I still know them. So guys, let's just be good to one another. That's just the essence of all of this at the end of the day, okay? And yeah, so I don't think there's any comment here. And thank you so much to those of you who have joined me. I really appreciate you all. Like I said, let us show each other love. We are Nigerians, okay? But why are some Nigerians so competitive in diaspora? See, I'll tell you that though. I used to be in the garden of some Nigerians who were like that. And they were of a certain church. And I'm not going to name that church. When I realized that they were in competition, me, I packed my shoes. I don't even have any shoe. I packed my shoes, dust it, and I stopped going to that church. I can't tell you why they are being so competitive, to be honest with you. I don't know the reason why. It's not as if maybe I want their job. And even though if you are not even working in the same place, I don't know why. But when I'm talking about this of a certain particular church, it was years ago, in 2000 so I had my son in 2006. Yeah. They were so competitive about, oh, what suit did she wear to church today? What shoe is she wearing? What shirts? And then I am a lover of TM Lewin. If you know the brand that does lovely ladies t-shirt, TM Lewin. Then they have a store in Glasgow City Centre. All of my super beautiful smart ladies t-shirt, I get it from the TM Lewin. And I made a lot of money then because I used to buy them here and I send it to Nigeria. They were in competition with what shoe is she wearing? What shoe did she wear last Sunday? Even the person that did not come to church last Sunday, they will come to church a particular Sunday and they will want to know what shoe did Sister Lagbaja wore last Sunday? What suit? What brand is the suit she was wearing? Ah, those new couple that just arrived into our church, what kind of car are they driving? And me, I was like, Sam says, sister, sorry, oh, your tenants saw you as family members and feel they are doing you a favor renting your house. Nigeria business get killed. Go over. Exactly, yeah. You know what? That was me. I treated them as we kind of like see when I meet people, I treat them as people that I know and I keep them close. If I see any killeg, I just know I stay far away from them. So obviously, they thought they were doing us a favor by renting that flat from us. That was what they thought. But then they've forgotten that we could easily use that flat as a B&B for people because there are lots of football activities going on in Scotland every weekend, especially in Glasgow every weekend. So there are people coming from outside of Glasgow who rather than go to pay an expensive 3 days at an hotel, they don't mind paying for a flat because if they do that, pay a flat and be in that flat for 3 nights, it's cheaper for them than if they rent from the hotel. Or only I love Scotland. I love Scotland. I don't think I'll ever leave Scotland. I love Scotland. So these people think they are doing us a favor. And I'm looking at them like, come, your money is not feeding us. Oh. Your money, the money you think you are paying is not feeding us. It's not buying fuel into my car. It's not paying my road tax. It's not paying my outkeep. It's not buying my shoes. It's not even paying for my hair. So to them, they think they were doing us a favor. And the man was like, I will tell you who I am. In this Scotland, I will go to places and I'm like, my husband was just laughing. You know, when my husband deals with issues, he won't shout, oh, he doesn't shout. I'm the one that will shout. I will open high, I will open throat, I will shout. But when my husband is dealing with an instance, he doesn't shout, oh. It is that is quietness. That is, I don't get too plenty talk to talk. When he decides to solve the issue, me that I am shouting self, maybe half an inch from starting when he has already reached the final line of sorting the instance. So yeah, that's the case there. So me, I derive joy in helping. Hence why I don't really like when I don't actually like when we rent accommodation to couples like that. I prefer students because students, you know, they finish school. You know, students they don't stay in one place for too long. Maybe they are here for their masters. They want to rent for 9 months, and then most of them will just move to England anyway. Most of the students I've seen that come to Scotland, once they graduate, they don't stay in Scotland. I don't know why they are leaving Scotland. They don't stay in Scotland. They leave. Only the truth says same, especially with what was happening in England. We are lucky, absolutely. So I don't like renting to like people with family and stuff like. It's not maybe I have anything against them. It's just that they are one today plenty. They are one today. I don't know the kind of visa this couple have, oh, but at some point they were like, do you think that we don't have paper in this country? And I was like, with your paper, if we involve a lokpa, you will be the one to check back at the end of the day. You will be the one to check back at the end of the day. And when I was ready to like, oh yeah, let Olopa come, let Olopa saw this thing and they should leave, you know. But my husband was like, you know what, he's just looking at the children they have. That's why he's being calm with them, because if he decides that they leave now, it won't be easy for them to find another accommodation, especially couple with children here. Landlords don't like giving couple with children houses, so especially the landlords here in Scotland. If you have children, they don't like giving them accommodation. I don't know why. To be honest, I don't know why they don't like giving parents with children accommodation, but they will struggle. They will struggle. So yeah, I mean, I want to believe they've already learned their lesson. And my husband's already told them that, you know what, a few months time is all I'm giving you. You guys have to leave. You have to leave because they are I mean, It's not like you can imagine you're expecting a delivery, and because obviously maybe you forgot to redirect your order, maybe they tried to deliver the parcel and you were not at home, you are now calling my own husband to ask him, Mr. Alagbada, did you know where my parcel I was just laughing. Anyway, guys, there are so many things, like I said, that I know there are so many things I've seen in Scotland that I would love to share, but obviously I don't want to jeopardize my channel. I don't want to jeopardize myself being in Scotland, so I'm not confident coming out here to discuss about them. Even though a handful of those things could help some people, that's what I always say to people, like, the things I know that I can freely say, like, if you're planning on coming abroad, there's a way you can now start applying for accommodation. Don't wait till you're already in Scotland, or don't wait till you're already in London or in the United Kingdom before you start sourcing for accommodation. Same thing goes for job as well. Even if you're coming as a student, try and go to the page of that university you are studying. Most of these universities, they have a Facebook page, they have an Instagram page. You can meet with people. Like, if you check the comment section, you can chat people up and say, no, I'm coming to this university, I'm starting either in September or I'm starting in October, I'm looking for accommodation. They will chat with you. And the one thing I always advise when it comes to that is that do not pay a penny to anybody. Do not pay a penny to anybody until you arrive. Okay. So yeah, that's just what I've come to share with us, guys. That, regardless of anything, I love everybody. You are Nigerian, you are Ghanaian, you are South Africa. I did say to you about an Igbo lady at my work. I love that lady. We have the same color of braids. We came, I think, I don't know what holiday. No, we came after a weekend. Immediately I entered into the dressing room, she came in behind me, and I'm like, "Oh, how are you?" And then we had the same color. She's dark chocolate. We have the same color of hair, and both of us were just laughing when we saw each other. She's lovely. She's a lovely good lady. Sam said, "Sister, that's life. Oh. We learn and grow by experience." Yes, I agree with you, Sam. Don't let that put. Oh no, not at all, not at all. It's still not going to stop me from meeting people. And if I have any one or two things to offer them, I will do it today. Learn and move forward. Your husband used wisdom in dealing with the issue. I swear, he used wisdom, because if not me, I swear, Surutu. I will turn everything to. But the oh yeah, that's me. But yeah, it was actually very calm, and I was surprised that way, because the way that guy was speaking that day, the kind of rage that was boiling in me, I was ready to drive. If not because I was working the following day, I was ready to drive down there, like, yeah, let's go there. But I was like, no, what? I need to sleep. I'm going to work. Go and deal with these people, because I was not there when you met them. So yeah, we learn and we grow by experience. So yes. So anyway, I love Scotland. Oh. I love Scotland. I have attempted to leave Scotland 3 times, but I never left. I attempted to move to Kent. I attempted to move to inside of London, because I have a distant auntie in London. I attempted to move to Milton Keynes as well. I was already packing up, but I just couldn't. My mind just couldn't leave Scotland. So since then, I'm like, is Scotland or nowhere else? So yeah, I don't think I'll ever leave Scotland. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I've spent longer than I want to spend here. So anyway, guys, Amaka's case, I hope that you know she's apologized. I hope she's been spared the jail time. Maybe she's just gonna get a fine or a warning, regardless of what she gets. I want to believe that she's learned her lessons now. And the other people who were on that forum with her that night, who were hedging her on to continue, I want to believe that those people will also take time to reflect on their actions as well. Thanks for you who married. Looking at you, you were ready to grasp boost. Me. I was ready to go and do to toss okay for Juba. I was ready. My husband was like, actually, my husband went there that night with my son. But I was like, no, I'm not coming, because I leave home for work very early in the morning, and that time was about 10 o'clock at night. So normally 10 o'clock at night, I'm already sleeping if I'm working very early the following morning. So I did not go. But if it was proper daytime, I swear to God, I was ready to go. It's not be saying we go through blow. No, not talk, not talk. But I was just like, no, I'm working. So my husband was like, there's no point. That he went there, picked up the letter I wanted to speak with my son, and they left. And like I said, it was 2 days after that their family now called to say they messed up this that. I'm like, so they're now begging. They know how to beg. I thought he said we don't know who he is. That who he was in Nigeria. I want to know who he was in Nigeria. By the way, no be Nigeria we do. Na Scotland we do. And my own leg for this Scotland, I go take and show you. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Let us continue to show love to one another. Like I said, if there's anything happening around you, just look at all the things going on in the world right now. Would you like to contribute more negativity into it or more positivity? That's the word I'm going to leave you with. With all the things going on in the world, would you like to contribute more positivity or negativity? For me, I would want to contribute more positivity, more goodness, not negativity. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely Saturday evening, and I shall see you tomorrow. I've got a live stream again about that Kenyan lady whose ex-boyfriend on a live hour. We're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be diving into femicide and about the current rate of how it's rising in the African community now. Anyway, guys, thank you. If you're watching this live stream back, please kindly like, comment, drop your comments in the comment section respectfully. Subscribe if you've not yet done so. And I actually I unboxed this camera, but I don't know what happened to the video. So I'm going to be bringing more vlogs for you with this baby tool, okay? So I shall see you all later tomorrow, and stay safe, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.